In a world that often rewards the loudest and the most ruthless, it's easy to think that kindness is a weakness. But what if I told you that the gentlest act of compassion could become the most satisfying form of revenge? This is the story of Sarah, a woman whose simple act of kindness was met with ridicule, only to have fate, or karma, serve up a dish best served cold. Sarah worked as a janitor in a high-powered, cutthroat corporate office. It was a place of sharp suits, sharper tongues, and egos as tall as the skyscraper they worked in. To them, she was invisible, just part of the background, cleaning up their coffee spills and takeout remnants. But Sarah saw more. She saw the stress in their eyes, the exhaustion in their slumped shoulders, and the loneliness that often accompanies a relentless climb up the corporate ladder. One of her duties was to clean the executive floor, home to the firm's top brass. This included the office of Mr. Thompson, a senior vice president known for his abrasive personality, and his team of equally arrogant junior executives. They were the kings of the castle, and they made sure everyone knew it. They would often stay late, their laughter echoing through the empty halls as they celebrated another successful, albeit ruthless, business deal. Sarah, ever quiet and diligent, would often find herself cleaning around them. They'd barely acknowledge her, sometimes even dropping trash right in front of her with a smirk. One evening, she noticed Mr. Thompson's prized bonsai tree, a magnificent, ancient-looking juniper perched on his windowsill, was looking decidedly unwell. Its needles were turning brown, and the soil was bone-dry. Sarah, who had a green thumb and tended to a small but beautiful garden on her apartment balcony, felt a pang of sympathy for the little tree. It was a living thing, slowly dying from neglect. She knew she was overstepping her boundaries, but she couldn't just let it perish. So, she started bringing a small bottle of water with her each night. She would carefully water the bonsai, prune its dead needles, and even whisper a few encouraging words to it when no one was around. It was a small, secret act of kindness in a place that seemed devoid of it. Her secret didn't stay secret for long. One night, a few of the junior executives, led by a particularly smug young man named Mark, saw her tending to the tree. They didn't just see her, they filmed her. The next day, the video was the talk of the office. There was Sarah, the lowly janitor, whispering to a plant. They mocked her relentlessly. The plant whisperer. They called her, snickering as she passed by. Mark even printed out a picture of her next to the bonsai with a silly caption and pinned it on the communal bulletin board. Mr. Thompson, when he heard about it, just laughed. "Let her have her fun," he said, waving a dismissive hand. "As long as my office is clean, I don't care what the health does." The humiliation was intense. Sarah would feel her face burn every time she heard the whispers and saw the pointed fingers. She thought about quitting, about running away from the daily dose of cruelty. But she had bills to pay, and a quiet strength within her refused to let them break her spirit. And, strangely, she felt a responsibility to the little tree. So, she continued her nightly ritual, her head held a little higher, ignoring the jeers. Under her care, the bonsai began to thrive. Its needles regained their vibrant green hue, and new growth started to appear. It became a small symbol of resilience in the sterile, competitive environment. Sarah felt a quiet pride every time she looked at it. A few months passed. The company was in the running for a massive, multi-million-dollar merger with a prestigious Japanese corporation. This deal was everything. It would secure their place at the top of the industry for years to come. The final meeting was to be held in their office, with the Japanese CEO, Mr. Tanaka, flying in personally to sign the papers. The pressure was immense. Mr. Thompson, who was leading the negotiations, was a nervous wreck. Everything had to be perfect. The conference rooms were polished, the presentations were rehearsed to the second, and the finest catering was ordered. On the day of the meeting, Mr. Tanaka and his delegation arrived. He was an older, distinguished gentleman, exuding an air of quiet authority and tradition. He walked through the office, his gaze taking in every detail. As he was being escorted to the main conference room, he passed by Mr. Thompson's office. And then he stopped. His eyes were fixed on the bonsai tree sitting proudly on the windowsill, now a picture of health and vitality. He walked over to it, a look of awe and reverence on his face. He gently touched one of its branches, a small, unreadable smile playing on his lips. Mr. Thompson, sensing an opportunity to impress, strode over. "A beautiful specimen, isn't it, Mr. Tanaka? A gift from a client. I've taken great care of it myself. Mr. Tanaka turned to him, his smile fading. This is a Kishu juniper, he said, his voice soft but firm. Over 100 years old. These trees are not just plants. They are living art, a symbol of harmony, patience, and balance. To care for one properly is a discipline, a reflection of one's character. He paused, looking from the tree to Mr. Thompson. This tree has been meticulously cared for. The pruning, the wiring, the watering. It shows a masterful, gentle hand. A hand that understands respect. He then looked around the office, his eyes landing on the junior executives, including Mark, who were puffing out their chests, eager to be associated with their boss's supposed horticultural skill. Just then, Sarah was quietly pushing her cleaning cart down the hallway. She tried to make herself as small as possible, to pass by unnoticed. But Mr. Tanaka saw her, and he recognized her, not from the office, but from a local community gardening class he had sponsored as a philanthropic gesture on a previous visit to the city. Sarah was the star pupil, the one with the innate gift for nurturing plants. Mr. Tanaka's face broke into a warm smile. He walked over to Sarah, bowing slightly. "Sarah-san," he said, much to the astonishment of everyone in the room. "It is a pleasure to see you again. Your passion for the natural world is truly inspiring." Then, he turned back to the stunned group of executives. His gaze fell upon the bulletin board, where the faded, mocking picture of Sarah and the bonsai was still pinned. His expression hardened. He walked over, took it down, and studied it for a moment. The entire floor was silent, thick with attention you could cut with a knife. He looked from the mocking photo to the thriving tree, then to Sarah's humble, hard-working face, and finally to the smug, arrogant faces of Mr. Thompson and his team. The pieces clicked into place. The lie, the mockery, the disrespect. He turned to Mr. Thompson, his voice losing all its warmth. "A business partnership," Mr. Tanaka said, "is like a bonsai tree. It requires honesty, respect, and diligent care to thrive. It cannot be built on a foundation of deceit and arrogance." He looked at Sarah. "It requires a character like hers." He then looked back at Mr. Thompson. "A character which, it is now clear to me, you and your team sorely lack." And with that, he turned and walked out, his delegation following in his wake. The multi-million-dollar deal, the deal that was supposed to be their crowning achievement, evaporated in an instant. The aftermath was catastrophic for Mr. Thompson and his team. The CEO of the parent company, furious at the loss and the public humiliation, launched an internal investigation. Mark and the other junior executives who had participated in the bullying were fired immediately for creating a toxic work environment. Mr. Thompson was demoted, stripped of his power, and relegated to a small, windowless office in the basement, a pariah in the company he once ruled. And Sarah? Well, when Mr. Tanaka learned the full story, he did something extraordinary. He offered her a job, not as a janitor, but as the head of grounds and landscaping for his company's new North American headquarters, with a salary that changed her life. He also funded her dream of opening a small community garden and teaching center for underprivileged kids. Sarah never set out for revenge. All she did was offer a little water to a thirsty plant. She chose kindness when the world showed her cruelty. She stayed true to herself when others tried to tear her down. And in the end, the universe, or karma, or whatever you want to call it, didn't just reward her. It turned her simple, quiet act of kindness into the most devastating and satisfying takedown the corporate world had ever seen. It's a powerful reminder that true strength isn't about how loudly you shout, but about the quiet integrity you show when no one is watching. Thanks for watching. If this story resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more content that explores the incredible power of the human spirit. See you in the next one.